facing this way, but the microphone's this way, so please keep your voice loud and clear, sir. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Could you please introduce yourself to the members of our jury?
Good morning. My name is Andres Fernandez.
Do you go by a nickname?
Andy,
How old are you?
52.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a lawyer.
What kind of law do you practice?
I am a banking lawyer. I represent banks in transactional, licensing, and regulatory matters.
Did you practice any kind of law prior to doing banking law?
Yes, I started my career as a public defender in this very building.
How long were you a public defender?
I was a public defender for about 3 years.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Who are you married to?
Melissa Fernandez.
How long have you been married?
We've been married for almost 25 years.
Do you have any children?
I do. I have 2.
Before we get to your kids, where do you live?
I live here in Miami, Florida.
How long have you lived in Miami?
52 years.
Did you go to high school here?
I did.
Where did you go to high
I
school?
went to Christopher Columbus High School.
Okay. You said that you had 2 children.
Yes.
Is one of them in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And who is that?
Our 17-year-old son, Kevin, is over there.
Did you also have another child?
I had another child.
What was her name?
Her name was Lucy Fernandez.
What was her given name?
Luciana Cristina Fernandez.
What was Lucy's birthday?
August 26, 2005.
As of September the 4th of 2022, how old was Lucy?
Lucy was 17 years old.
Do you know a person by the name of George Pino?
Yes, I do.
Do you see him in this courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Can you please point to him and describe what he's wearing so the record will be clear?
He's there at the end of the table in a dark suit and a white shirt.
We stipulate, Your Honor.
Very well.
How do you know this defendant?
I've known George's wife, Ceci, all my life, probably since the 2nd grade. And I met George when he started dating his wife, Ceci.
Did you attend his wedding?
Yes, I did.
Did you bring a date to that wedding?
Yes, I did.
And who was your date for Mr. Pino's wedding?
My future wife, Melissa.
Did you know his children?
Yes, I do.
How many children does he have?
He has 2 girls.
Do you know their names?
Yes, I do.
What's the older daughter's name?
Carolina, she goes by Caro.
And what's his younger daughter's name?
Ceci, like the mom, and she goes by Little Ceci.
Was your daughter friends with either of Mr. Pino's children?
Lucy was friends with Little Ceci.
Did the Pinos help raise Lucy?
No. Melly and I raised Lucy.
Did you ever know Mr. Pino as the camp counselor?
Never knew him as a camp counselor.
I want to take you back to Labor Day weekend of 2022, okay? Before we start talking about the events of that day, okay? And if you need water or something, just let me know.
Maybe a little water.
You do?
Yeah, a little water.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jim. That weekend, were you at a place called the Ocean Reef Club?
Yes, I was.
Could you explain to the jurors what is Ocean Reef Club?
Ocean Reef Club is a private club, gated community in North Key Largo, Florida. It's a boating community, it's a golf community, it's a tennis, pickleball community. It has a hotel where you can rent rooms. It has condos that you can rent. It also has homes and apartments where people live there, full-time and part-time throughout the year.
Are there any facilities there that allow people to store or dock boats?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
They have, at Ocean Reef, they have several marinas where you could keep your boat in the water at a slip, but they also have a facility that's dry storage where you could store your boat there, and they pick it up, with a forklift, and they put it on a rack.
Were you a member of Ocean Reef Club at that time?
Yes.
Are you still a member of Ocean Reef Club?
Yes.
About how much of your life has been spent going to or visiting Ocean Reef Club?
A lot. I would say over 50% of my life has probably been down in Ocean Reef.
Why would that be?
My parents became members there in the early 80s. So my brother and I were raised going there. Probably our best memories as children were at that club. And then in turn, my wife and I, we raised our kids going there often.
Can you describe whether there's a sense of community amongst the people that are members of this club?
It is. The community is a family, and it's an extended family for all of us.
As of Labor Day weekend of 2022, was the defendant also a member of the Ocean Reef Club?
Yes, he was.
Now, you mentioned something about being at Ocean Reef that Labor Day, is that right?
Yes.
Could you tell the jurors a little bit about what were your plan for that weekend?
It was Labor Day weekend, and we had made plans to be down there that weekend. My parents were going to be down there. My brother and his family were going to be down there. So our plan was to head down there on Saturday and spend the long weekend, playing golf, relaxing by the pool, watching football. It was the opening weekend of college football, so we just had plans to be with family and friends down there.
And what were the plans for Lucy that weekend?
Lucy was also going to be down there that weekend, but she wasn't going to be with us. She was going to be with the Pinos. The Pinos had invited Lucy to go down with her and spend the weekend with her, partaking in festivities that they were planning and had planned around little Ceci's 18th birthday.
Did you have any problem with Lucy going to this planned, weekend celebration?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I want to now take your attention directly to Sunday, September the 4th of 2022. Can you tell the jurors, what was it you did that morning?
That morning, I woke up and I played golf with some close friends. We played early in the morning. And I remember it was probably halfway through the round. I got a call or a text from Lucy, and basically saying that she missed us, that she hadn't seen us, that she was going to be playing pickleball later in that day, and to please come by and see her.
Did you do that?
Absolutely. When your teenage daughter says that she wants to see you, you drop everything that you're doing. So immediately when I finished my round, I went over to the pickleball courts, and I walked over and I saw her, and she came over and she gave me a super warm hug. I still remember that hug today. And she told me that their plan was to go out on the boat, that they were going to go to Billy's Point, and she said, please, you and Mom, please go out there, meet us. I haven't seen you guys. I want to see you guys.
Okay. When you saw Lucy by the pickleball courts, were there other girls nearby?
Yes, their whole group was there.
Okay. And when you say the whole group, I'm not asking you to list everyone, but do you remember some of the other girls' names that you saw there?
Yes. I remember Kathy Puig was there. I remember Coco was there. I remember Cami was there. I remember Claudia Portocarrero was there. I believe even some of the boys were there that were also visiting. It was a big group that was there having fun.
Were a lot of these kids that you knew to be friends of Lucy for a long time?
Yes, many of them I knew for a while.
And even their parents, did you know?
Yes.
So when you finish up your round of golf, was it your number one goal as the day began to get on a boat and go out to Billy's Point?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because my plan that day was to play golf and to relax, and then we had plans to watch the FSU football game with my dad at his apartment down at Ocean Reef. He was going to have some people over. We're big FSU fans. And we were going to watch the kickoff to their season. That game was at 7:30. So I was always very conscious on the time that afternoon.
Did you in fact take your boat out to Billy's Point or that area?
We did.
Why?
Once again, Lucy asked us to go out and see her and meet her. So I remember after seeing her on the pickleball courts, I went back to where Melly was, which was on our other boat, and I told her that Lucy had asked us to go. And we both reluctantly said, we got to do it. So at that point in time, we started making arrangements we bought some sandwiches and stuff and got ready to head out to meet them where they were.
When you say Melly, just so we're clear, who's that?
That's my wife, Melissa. She goes by Melly.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about the preparations that you have to make to go out onto your boat to head out to Billy's Point. What all do you buy?
I mean, I went to the store and I went and got sandwiches because I know we hadn't eaten anything that day. You know, Melly was out, you know, doing exercise. I had played golf. I hadn't eaten, so we went and got some sandwiches. I got ice. I made sure that the little boat had fuel. So, you know, towels. We just, you know, prepared, you know, the boat for, you know, being out for a couple hours.
The sandwiches, did you buy drinks to go with those sandwiches?
No, I had a couple seltzers, and I had a little bit of rum and club soda for me.
So once you have the boat packed up and ready to head out to Billy's Point, do you actually get out there?
Yes, we got out there.
First, the record showing council states 1A for identification. First question for you, Mr. Fernandez. Do you recognize who is depicted in States 1A?
That's Lucy.
Judge, I move States 1A for identification and evidence.
No objection.
Without objection.
1A, March ID, States Exhibit 1.
The record I'm showing council states 1B for identification. Mr. Fernandez, I'm now showing you states 1B for identification. Do you recognize what is depicted in this exhibit?
Yes.
Can you tell the jurors, does this fairly and accurately depict the area of Billy's Point and also Ocean Reef and the Cutter Bank Channel?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move states 1B for identification and evidence.
No objection.
Without objection.
1B, March for ID, States Exhibit 2 in evidence.
Your Honor, may the witness have permission to step down?
Yes, sir, just keep your voice up, please.
Yes. Yes, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez, I have a little pointer here. First off, can you point out for the members of the jury, where on this map would we find Ocean Reef Club?
Right where this little blue dot is, right down here. That's the area where the main marina is of Ocean Reef.
Now, if a person wants to go from that location up to Billy's Point, and just by way of example, can you tell us if Billy's Point is visible on this map?
Billy's Point is visible with this orange sticker right there.
Okay. So what would be the route that you and your wife took to go from Ocean Reef up to where Billy's Point is?
Okay, we came out of the Ocean Reef main marina, which is right here. You can see it by this red marker right there. And we came out through here. We came through Angelfish Creek, which is all this, and then you end up in this Card Sound Bay, and then you come north through this channel, past this red marker, and up to Billy's Point.
Okay. Now, there's a series of green dots that are on this map. Can you explain to the members of the jury, what are those green dots?
That is a series of markers. They're red and green that traverse this whole area. It's actually a pretty long channel, and it's referred to, I believe, as Cutter Bank. And it takes you from this bay here, Card Sound, into this other bay, and it's protected by shallow water on both sides.
Over the course of your life, about how many times do you think you've gone from Ocean Reef up toward the Billy's Point area?
Many, many times.
How long have you operated boats in your over the course of your life?
Since I was 15 years old.
Okay. Is this like your backyard?
That's basically my backyard. We spent a lot of time boating in this area, between this area and Ocean Reef and on the ocean side, so we spent a lot of time up there.
when you are traveling through the Cutter Bank Channel, is there one particular side that you would be on that channel as you go northbound?
Yes, I'd be hugging the right side of the channel, similar to, you know, the rules of the road.
And if you're coming back down, let's say from the Billy's Point area toward Ocean Reef, as you're going through that channel, what side of the channel are you on?
Same thing, you're hugging the right side, rules of the road.
Okay. Now, that particular Sunday, when you were going up to the Billy's Point area, did you leave in tandem with the defendant?
No, we had left. We left at some time, but we left on our own. We didn't leave at the same time as them.
Okay. Did you have any problems getting from Ocean Reef up toward the Billy's Point area?
No.
Once you get up there, do you encounter boats with other people that you knew?
Yes.
Can you tell the jurors who is it that you see there?
There was another boat. The Suarez's were out there on their boat. The Pinos were out there on their boat, and then I recall another boat being out there, but I didn't really know who that family was.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the Suarez's. Is this another family that you knew from
Yes.
the Ocean Reef area?
Yes, they were there that weekend as well.
Were you all able to stop there at the Billy's Point location to hang out together?
No, we did not stop at Billy's Point.
Can you explain to the jurors why?
At some point, I learned that we were not going to Billy's Point. We were actually going a little bit further north because the Suarez boat needed more water. It had a deeper draft, so the water needed to be a little bit deeper, and the water at Billy's Point is more shallow. So the decision was made before we got there that the anchorage spot was going to be more north. So when we arrived, the Suarez's boat, which they had a bigger boat, was already anchored. So we were somewhere north of Billy's Point.
The red dot that's on this exhibit, does that depict the approximate location that you were at?
The general location was up there north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, one other thing. Are you familiar with Elliott Key?
Yes.
Have you ever been to the Elliott Key Harbor?
Yes.
Can you describe for the jurors what's Elliott Key Harbor?
It's a harbor here somewhere in the middle, and it's referred to often as a ranger station. There's a dock, there's some facilities there, there's a little bit of greenery there. People go camping there, people do barbecues there. It's like a little marina harbor in the middle.
The yellow dot that I have here on this exhibit, is that the approximate location of where the marina is?
Yes.
Or the harbor?
Yes.
And in fact, put your glasses on. Does it
Yeah.
actually say?
It says Elliott Key Harbor there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. You can take your seat. Do you remember the approximate time of the day that you get to initially Billy's Point and then that location a little further north where the deeper water was?
It was close to 4 o'clock. It was somewhere around that time.
And did you feel like you had some kind of time limit on how long you could be there?
Yes.
Why?
Because as I mentioned, we had plans to watch the FSU game with my dad, and that game was starting at 7:30. So I wanted to make sure that I made it back to the marina with enough time that I could wash the boat, organize stuff. My wife and I could get showered and ready and be at my dad's apartment by kickoff. I didn't want to miss the kickoff. And I had realized that, we were a little bit further away than we normally are, and I knew it was going to take, me at least 45 minutes to an hour to get back.
Can you tell the members of the jury what took place once you get there at the northern part of where the,
Yeah.
north of Billy's Point? I'll just call it this
Yeah.
sandbar rendezvous location.
Okay. When we got there, I remember, the Suarez's boat was there already, and they were anchored, and we were pulling up, and the decision was made instead of us, because we were on the boat Melly and I won was on an 18-foot boat. Instead of throwing the anchor, they just offered for us to throw a line to them, and we were kind of like tethered to their boat. The conditions were perfect. There was no wind, so we were kind of just tied up behind their boat.
Okay. And in relation to the Suarez boat, are you like in front of it or are you behind it?
Behind it. We're behind it. We're tethered and we're up back behind it.
Okay. And were you also tethered to the Pino's boat?
No, I was not.
Where was their boat in relation to where you and the Suarez boat were?
The Pino's boat was off to my right, to the east and back a little bit, but I would say, a good 30, 40 yards away.
And what kind of activities were taking place while you and these other, well, first off, were there kids there too?
Yes. Yes.
And parents?
Kids and parents were both there.
How were you all speaking with each other?
I mean, it was a beautiful afternoon. People were floating in the water. Everybody was having a nice time. The weather was great. The music was on. It was really a wholesome event.
Now you say wholesome.
Yeah.
Was there some alcohol involved?
Yes, there was.
Talk to us about that.
The girls were drinking, the boys were drinking, the adults had drinks. It was a situation where everybody was having drinks.
Did you have any concerns that the defendant, Mr. Pino, was too drunk to operate a boat?
No.
Did you yourself have some alcohol?
I made myself a drink when I got out there into my Yeti. Yes.
What's a Yeti?
A Yeti is a little cup that acts like a cooler, and you could put ice in there, and the drink and the ice will last for a while.
What was the drink of the day for you?
It was rum with club soda.
Okay, and you said that there was music. What was the music for you?
The music for me, I believe my default is reggae or something beachy, so I'm sure I had that going on in my boat.
At some point, does your daughter come over to where you are at your boat?
Yes.
And what did she feel about your music?
As typical, Lucy told me to turn down my radio, that there was too much music playing, and she probably thought that the music I was playing was nerdy.
Okay. Did you turn the music down?
Whatever Lucy said, I did. So Lucy said turn it down, I turned down the music.
Did Lucy ask for anything while she was there on the boat?
She did. I think I was on the boat on the time by myself, and I think I was putting on some sunscreen, and she got up on the boat and she said, Bobby, can I have some sunscreen? I said, of course, and she put on sunscreen, and she was also asking for a rubber band, as they say, una liga, to be able to put her hair in Spanish. Liga.
L-I-G-A?
L-I-G-A.
Okay.
A rubber band for her hair, and Melly had one on there, so she took it and put her hair up in a bun.
Does there come a time when you leave that area north of Billy's Point to head back so you'll be able to watch the football game?
Yes.
Do you remember the exact time that it was that you left?
I mean, it was sometime, between 5:30 and 5:45. I was very set on leaving on that time because I knew it was going to take me a while to get back.
Now, as you're getting ready to leave, does the Pino's boat with the people that were on that boat, do they leave at the same time?
No, I left first.
Okay. Before you left, did you take any photographs?
Yes, at some point in time, I don't know exactly when, but I did take a photograph of the afternoon.
Showing counsel states 1E for identification. Mr. Fernandez, do you recognize this photograph that's listed as states 1E?
Yes.
Is this a photograph that you took of the Pino's boat and the people that were on it that afternoon?
Yes.
I move states 1E for identification and evidence.
No objection.
Okay.
1E marked for D states Exhibit 3 in evidence.
Where are you when you take this photograph?
I am standing somewhere on the boat that I was on. So I took it from my boat towards their boat.
Are you able to tell in this photograph if your daughter is in the picture?
Yes.
Where is she?
She's down here floating in the water.
Put this here. Right here where my finger is?
Yep, right there where your finger is.
Before leaving that area, did you and your wife say goodbye to your daughter?
We did.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Did you say goodbye to your daughter?
Yes, we did.
I'm going to ask you about that in a minute, but when Lucy came up on your boat and asked for the rubber band and the sunscreen, what did she do before leaving?
She gave me a hug. And I remember it clearly because that's the last time I held her alive.
I want to now ask you about that photograph that you took. At the time you took that photograph, what was your state of mind?
Peace. Yeah, I was observing a really nice moment, a really beautiful afternoon, and that's why I took a picture of it, because it was really a beautiful moment.
Can you tell the jurors, how do you and your wife say goodbye to Lucy?
As we typically do, it was very easy for us to leave because we were not anchored, we were just tethered to the other boat, so we just let go of the line, we said bye, and we pulled out, and we pulled close to Lucy, and we were very obnoxious, and we started screaming to Lucy, bye Lucy, we love you, this and that, and Lucy just looked at us and was like, typical. But that's how we said bye to her that day.
Do you make it back to the Ocean Reef Marina?
Yes, we do.
What do you do when you get back to the marina?
We get back, I start cleaning the boat, organizing some stuff, and I eventually move back onto the other boat to start taking a shower and getting ready to make it to my dad's apartment by the 7:30 kickoff of the game.
Did you ever make it to your dad's?
No, we did not.
Why not?
At some point, right before we started to take a shower, we hadn't taken a shower, but we were about to take a shower. We learned that the Pinos got into an accident and the boat was capsized.
What do you do when you get that information?
My wife and I immediately, we jump back onto the little boat and we go to retrace our steps to try and find what's going on and try and find Lucy.
For the record, I'm showing counsel states 1D identification. Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to show you an exhibit. It's marked as states 1D for identification. Do you recognize the location depicted in this exhibit?
Yes.
What is it?
This is a blow-up of Cutter Bank.
Is it an accurate depiction from your experience of traversing Cutter Bank?
Yes.
I would move states 1D for identification and evidence.
No objection.
Madam Chair.
1D marked for ID, States Exhibit 4 in evidence.
Mr. Fernandez, where would Ocean Reef be in relation to this blow-up?
Down here. Yeah, on the bottom. Yeah.
So Ocean Reef is further south than what we see in this exhibit?
Yes. Yes.
Do you retrace the steps that you explained to the jurors earlier in terms of how you went back out to try to figure out what had happened?
Absolutely, since we didn't know what happened and we didn't know where they were, we basically, we're just tracing our steps the same way we came back. We were going to go back out to see if we could find them.
Now, do you find any boats before even getting to the Cutter Bank channel?
Yes.
Can you point approximately where you would have been when you first encountered all these boats?
I mean, we came out, I would say Angelfish Creek is down here, which is how I came out the first way. We came out through Angelfish Creek, and the moment we got into this bay, we saw the chaos.
And that would be Card Sound Bay?
Yes.
Can you describe what you see once you get on the other side of Angelfish Creek and you're coming up Card Sound
Right.
Bay?
As I said, the minute we go through Angelfish Creek and we get into the open bay, right away you could see what appears to be chaos. You see police boats, you see police lights, you just see basically the scene of something serious and bad that had happened.
Did you approach this chaotic scene?
We went straight up to it, and we later learned that the boat that was there obviously wasn't the Pino boat, it was the boat that was the boat of one of the first responders, and they had put, all the girls and as many people as they could from the boat onto that boat, and we got up to it as close as we could, and Melly and I were just screaming, "Where's Lucy? Where's Lucy?" And we were just looking all over the place, and we couldn't see her, and we were just screaming, "Where's Lucy?" Nobody was responding to us. As we got closer, we saw Cathy Puig on the back of the swim platform, and she was in really bad shape. And at that point in time, Melly and I knew that
Were there other girls that were in that vicinity?
yes,
Did you ultimately get any kind of clue of where you might go to look to find your daughter?
at some point while we're screaming, someone said, I don't know, but we learned that Lucy had left on the police boat. That's the only information we got. Lucy left on the police boat, find the police boat, Lucy left on the police boat.
Did you know anything about a helicopter ride or anything like that at that point?
At that point, no.
Does there come a time when you do get information about what hospital you might be able to find your child?
Yes.
Where?
At some point when we were already on our way back from Ocean Reef to Miami, we learned that some of the girls had been taken via helicopter and maybe even land, because there was a lot of information going on, to Jackson South.
Did you go there?
We were on our way there. We had spoken with family members and friends who were on their way there, and that's where we were going.
Was Lucy at Jackson South?
No, she was not.
So do you then have to
Yeah.
caravan to another hospital?
Well, at that point, our nightmare escalates because we have no idea where Lucy is. We can't find her. We don't know where she went. We don't know she was taken. And it was a traumatic and nightmare experience that was playing out in front of us. We at some point get information that there may have been girls or a girl taken to another hospital. And we were told to go check Kendall Regional. So we headed that way.
When you get to Kendall Regional Hospital, ultimately, do you get to see your daughter there?
Ultimately.
Can you tell us what the process was once you get to Kendall Hospital to be able to see your daughter?
Objection, relevance.
Pardon me?
We get there, and as you can imagine, when Lucy arrives, she has no ID, she has no nothing, so nobody knows who she is. So we walk into Kendall Regional, and we go up to the reception desk, and we go, we've received information that our daughter, who was involved in a boating accident, may have been brought here. And we had a picture of Lucy on our phone, and we showed it to the receptionist. And the receptionist comes back and says, yes, somebody was brought here, but we cannot ID her from that picture because she's in bad shape. And at that point, Melly and I knew the inevitable. But we said, okay, she has a birthmark on the side of her hip, and she also has a necklace with her initials, LCF, Luciana Cristina Fernandez, and her date of birth. And we told that to the receptionist. The receptionist went and got on the phone, and Melly and I walked away. She called us back a few minutes later, and she goes, your daughter's here.
Are you able to go and see her?
We did.
Can you describe what you saw when you entered the room where she was?
Horrific. A parent's worst nightmare. We walk in, and she's hooked up to machines. She's got tubes coming out of every hole. And when we walk in, a nurse is performing some sort of emergency CPR on her to just try and keep her faint heartbeat alive. We have no doubt that she was holding on for Melly and I to get there.
Does there come a time over the course of that, well, do you remember approximately what time it was when you finally get to see your daughter?
I have no idea.
Nighttime, though?
Yes, it was definitely nighttime.
Does your daughter pass away the next morning?
She passes the next morning at 6:30 a.m.
General counsel has previously marked the states and for identification.
Standing objection.
Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to ask if you recognize the exhibits 1M and 1N for identification, and tell me if these are pictures of your daughter at Kendall Regional Hospital.
That is what we saw when we arrived.
I move states 1N and 1M for identification and evidence.
1M marked for ID, States Exhibit 5. 1N marked for ID, States Exhibit 6.
Mr. Fernandez, calling your attention specifically to states number 6, which is now in evidence. Toward the bottom of her head, what is that?
It's a piece of fiberglass.
Were you able to touch your daughter's head?
We went and we were there, and the first thing we tried to do was take that off, and they immediately said, "Don't touch her. It's evidence." And at that point in time, Melly and I looked at each other and we're like, our daughter's a piece of evidence now.
Judge, reserve a motion.
Do you need a moment?
Huh?
Do you need a moment?
No.
Okay. Lastly, Mr. Fernandez, I'm going to show you an exhibit. Counsel sees 1S for identification.
Same objection, Your Honor.
Is this a picture of Lucy after she had died?
Yes.
At this time, I move states 1S for identification and evidence.
Over objection.
1S marked for ID, States Exhibit 7 in evidence.
No other questions, Mr. Fernandez?
Thank you. No, I'm okay. Thank you, Judge. Yeah.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
as good a morning as possible, sir. We're both lawyers, and you understand that I will ask you some questions, right?
Understood.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Just a few questions. Lucy spent a lot of time during her childhood with Mr. Pino's daughter,
Yes, they were friends.
and spent some time in Mr. Pino's home.
Yes.
The family spent time together at Ocean Reef.
Yes.
I think you described Ocean Reef almost like an extended family.
Yes.
And so if I say that it was like Lucy was part of the Pino family, would that be a fair sort of way of expressing the kind of relationship that the families had?
Right. But she was raised by Melly and I.
No doubt. But You also participated in events with Mr. Pino's daughters,
Yes.
and you cared for them like, as if they were your own daughters, you would care for them the same way, right?
Yes. Yes.
Families cared about each other.
Yes.
And on, excuse me, on that weekend, the Pinos had organized a get-together for all the girls, and some boys too, right?
Yes.
And I think you described that day you started out playing golf, and then you went to the pickleball event.
Yes.
Right? And was it Mr. Pino who had organized that pickleball event for the?
I'm assuming he organized everything.
Okay. And so he was. Had he organized other things for the kids over the years? Events, things for people to go to?
I'm sure. Yes.
And you attended many of them?
Yes.
Okay, so then that day you travel over to Billy's Point and then go further north. Let's call it Elliott Key. Is that a simple way?
Yes.
Fair enough? Okay. And was it typical? Was this the kind of gathering that you all had done in the past?
Yes.
With the Pinos even?
Yes.
Sometimes without the Pinos?
Yes.
And the various families, depending on who might be at Ocean Reef that weekend, would, I use the word caravan or however you want to describe it.
Yes, it was a very popular spot where many people would go.
And was this weekend and this Sunday typical of the kind of activities and celebrations, even if it's not a birthday, but the kind of mood that would share with the families?
Yes.
And you told the jury that that would include the adults consuming some alcohol?
Moderation. Yes.
And that was something that had been done in the past?
Yes.
And the parents, at least you and the Pinos, would allow or not object to the kids, some of the teenagers consuming some alcohol?
Yes.
And on that day, you were going to travel back by boat from Elliott Key back to Ocean Reef, which you did.
Yes.
And I think you told the jury you had had a drink.
Yes.
And you felt still that you could operate the motor vessel without being impaired, right?
Yes.
And you observed Mr. Pino that day?
Yes.
And you felt comfortable that he was not impaired?
Yes.
And I just have one other question area. Mr. Pino had seen Lucy for much of her life, knew her quite well, her face, right?
Yes.
He would, under most circumstances, he would recognize Lucy right away when he sees her, right?
Yes.
Did you sense there was love between Mr. Pino and your daughter?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I know that he's known Lucy forever. How he felt about Lucy, I mean, I can't speak.
But the families had.
There was a friend. There was a friendship. There was a friendship.
I'm sorry that we had to have this experience together.
I'm sure you will.
One moment, Ron. Just one formality. Here's a photograph I'd like to show you.
You want to show it to me?
Let me do it this way. There are two. The first one would be the bigger one. That one, please. And forgive me, Mr. Fernandez, I have one more thing. So this would be Defense Exhibit A1,
Marked for ID A1.
marked for identification. And if I may approach the witness. Okay. Have you seen that photograph before?
Yes, I saw it one other time.
And does that photograph depict the area that we've been discussing today, including Mr. Suarez's boat and your boat?
Yes.
Offer Defense Exhibit 1A1 into evidence, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No,
Without objection.
A1 marked for ID. Can I have that? Defense Exhibit A.
And I have one copy that I can show the jury while you're holding that one.
Oh, excuse me, can I see?
And so, let me stand over here. Okay. There's a boat in the photograph with a black bimini top.
Yes.
That would be your boat.
That's the boat we were on, correct.
Is that called a Tidewater?
Tidewater, yes.
And if you look, there appear to be two people in the boat. Would that be yourself and your wife?
Yes.
And then there were some folks swimming in the water in the foreground here.
Yes.
And is that Suarez's boat to the right side of the photograph with some people swimming in the back?
Correct. You can't see, but there's a line that goes from his boat to my boat, and I'm tied up like that.
And the word line in boating is a rope.
Right.
Okay. So your boat is effectively tied to the Suarez boat so that the Suarez's boat anchor is serving effectively as an anchor for your boat.
Correct.
Do you know at what time this photograph was taken?
No, I do not.
Have you ever seen, has anyone ever shown you any metadata regarding that photograph?
No.
Judge, objection?
Okay, I'm gonna overrule, but I'm a little wrong.
I'd like to show you something that's not yet in evidence to see if you recognize it, and just read it to yourself. I've shared it with the state. And I ask you if that perhaps refreshes your recollection as to what time that photograph was taken.
Is that marked for identification?
It was marked
Yes,
as,
Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
what number was it marked as?
A2.
Defense Exhibit A2 for identification. And without reading from it, because it's not yet in evidence, does that refresh your recollection of what time the photograph was taken?
I can only assume what it says here. I didn't take this photograph.
Okay. So I'll ask you, without reading from the document, is it possible that you were still tied to the Suarez boat as late as 5:41 p.m. on September 4th?
Like I said, I didn't take that photo, so I can only go by what that number says.
Okay. You told us that you thought you were departing Elliott Key somewhere between 5:30 and 5:45.
Correct.
And is it possible you departed even a few minutes later than 5:45?
It could be possible. I mean, from this picture, it looks like I'm actually getting ready to get up onto my boat to leave. And like I said to the jury before, that from the process of getting on the boat and leaving was literally just untying and going. So likely it was very close to that time.
Very good. Mr. Fernandez, thank you. Sorry again.
Thank you.
Also, was the last time admitted into evidence or not?
We would offer it if the state has no objection. Otherwise, we can tie it up later.
There's no foundation, Judge.
Okay, we're gonna hold on to it. Not admitted at this time.
There should be two exhibits. Does he have it?
The clerk has it. No,
Yeah, I gave you mine.
This is the
All right, can you
exhibit.
redirect?
This is the exhibit. The one
Okay.
that's- Yeah.
I don't have the exhibit. And then the other one? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Here it is.
Mr. Fernandez, I have here for you Defense Exhibit A, which is in evidence. I'm going to give you this bright pink pen and ask if you can circle on it where you are on this.
Right on the picture?
On the picture, yeah.
That's me down there.